Okay, cool. Salutations. Peace to the family. 747 24/7, 361 degrees. How y'all feeling? What's going on? Haven't did this in a second, so I'm feeling real righteous right now. Let me do some invites and some shares to get this party started. If you are in the place to be, if you are in the place to be, state your name, put it in the comment section. State your name, put it in the comment section. Hold up, let me see. This is working. Peace and love. Alright, cool. Alright, we on the YouTube, we on the Facebook. That's what's up. Who in here? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Should I put that? I'm gonna put that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Question. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Just let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. And we are about to begin this discussion. Hopefully it's not too choppy or looking crazy. 1 2 1 2. Shout out to Sister Jasmine. Shout out to Sister Jasmine Thompson Shamel. She who embodies the spirit of melanin in the building. Shout out to Brother Ricker. He picked the number 7 along with Sister Jasmine. So cool. Y'all can hear me pretty decent. Alright. It's only showing me a little bit of the comments on the screen, so I have to use my phone more or less to chime in. Alright. And this is going to be a great discussion. We are in the 46th day of the 90-day water cleanse. Alright, so let me share my screen real quick. Now, I said pick a number between 1 and 31. I said that is the title. Hold up. 1 second. All right. So this right here is called the body of the Messiah. This is what I share with the people collectively. When I tell you to pick a number between 1 and 31, essentially it deals with a position here on what is considered to be the body of the Messiah. Peace to everybody coming in as well. I love y'all. Thank you for your time. All right. So, like I said, the main reason why I say pick a number between 1 and 31 because each and every one of us are located somewhere along this body of what we call the Messiah. All right? So, yeah. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. If anybody know anything about me, when Nipsey Hussle was actually assassinated, thank you, Sister Jasmine. Shout out to Miss Princess. When Nipsey Hussle was actually assassinated, I went to the place where he was assassinated, and I did a prayer over where the brother was assassinated, and his blood was actually still on the ground, man. It was crazy. It was real crazy. So R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. Thank you, Sister Jasmine. Um, Shout out to the whole family coming in, Sister Dulcina. All the all stars. Share the video. I appreciate it if you share the video as well. All right. So I want to get this party started a little bit. Shout out to everybody picking a 7. I see Sister Brittany coming in. All the all stars. Shout out to the people watching in the YouTube as well. Shout out to the people watching in the Facebook. We are back simulcasting, ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses. kings and queens, emperors and empresses. We are back simulcasting. All right. Going back to what I was talking about. Let's go. Somewhere, yes, you are located on this body of what we call the Messiah. All right. All the numbers that flow between 1 and 31 actually represent your birthday. All right. Thank you. All the numbers that flow between 1 and 31 actually represent your birthday, and you are located somewhere along this body. Okay? But what I want to bring you to today is this. Is what is considered to be the upgraded body of the Messiah. All right? This is the upgraded body of the Messiah. So, yes, the Messiah has manifested, and I have told everyone the Messiah has returned. But the Messiah didn't return in the way that people wanted him to return. The Messiah returned as a network, more or less, that we all can tap into and become the reanimated version of the Messiah here on this planet. All right, or here in this designated reality. Okay, but what I want to bring you to is the upgraded body of the Messiah. And as you begin to learn the upgraded body of the Messiah, you begin to upgrade many versions of yourself as well. Shout out to Brother Kenneth coming in. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate it. All right. But first thing I want to say to everyone is that, I really don't like to say I teach people things. All right. I like to say I share information. If you learn something from it, then it is what it is. But I like to say more or less I'm sharing information with you. All right. So what I have come to share with everyone, it is called the body of the Messiah, or a network that you can tap into once you raise your consciousness to a higher state. Now, what religion do you need to be down with in order to tap into this consciousness? You really don't have to be in any particular religion. All right, it just represents how you utilize those principles within the spirituality. All right, and how you balance that or utilize that to balance the universal principles of life. All right, or how you equate it to the universal principles of life. All right, it has to be perfect balance. Okay, so back again for all the people coming in, this right here is the upgraded body of the Messiah. These are all the numbers that flow between 32 and 99. All right, and these are your other 69 images, 6 and 9. Get it? 6 and 9 are opposites of each other, 6 and 9. Okay, but I need you to know that we are in the day, what is considered to be the 46th day. The 46th day of the 90-day water cleanse. Let me bring y'all down to the affirmation. All right, so each day, I need you to know that we are in a revelation of times. I need you to know that. I need you to jot down what's going on, what you're learning. I need you to put everything in perspective for this reason. This is why I'm going to tell you. Okay? Boom. All right. So this is the 46th day of the 90-day water cleanse. And as you begin to learn the upgraded body of the Messiah, you begin to learn the various different positions or nodes, all right, within the body itself. Okay? So again, before I speak on the affirmation and just talking about the body in general, hear me out. Look. The secret about the Messiah code is this. Once you place yourself in the cycle, once you place yourself in certain cycles, you begin to learn the body each and every day. That's how I learned the body. That's how I learned about the codex and everything. All right. It was in the month of March 2017. Ashe. In the month of March 2017 is the year that I actually learned about the Messiah Code. I was just like you. All right. It was new. It was something that, I heard about the Messiah. I'm thinking about Jesus. I'm thinking about all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But telepathically, I was taught this information. Or I wouldn't even say telepathically because people would be spooked out. I would just say I was in this right places at the right time. All right? And each and every time I learned a different lesson. And each and every day I learned a different lesson. All right? So what I did was I jotted down the symbol what was for me to learn that day. All right? So today is the 18th day, all right, of when I was learning the codex. And I will show you what I learned on the 18th day. The symbol that I learned on the 18th day. Okay? Now, all of these symbols end up being what is considered to be the body of the Messiah. On the 18th day, I learned this symbol right here. Hopefully, y'all can see it. It lets y'all see it. It's not blurring it out. But you can see it. You can see what it looks like, right? On the 18th day, I learned this symbol. You hear me? Now, all of these symbols are sacred hieroglyphics. All right? Just to let you know. All of these symbols are sacred hieroglyphics. Okay? And they have a sacred meaning within the new age of what we call information. All right? So, I want to break this down real quick. This symbol right here is the number 18. This is the day that I learned about the double nature of the letter R. The double nature of the letter R. This is when I learned the double nature of the letter R. And you might ask me, you might say, what does that mean, the double nature of the letter R? All right. Well, the letter R, which is the letter 18, hear me out. Shout out to Shaq Gomez. The number 18, which is today, right? Today's the 18th day, or today is 18, 18, 18 in the codex. All right. But the number 18, it deals with this. All right. I'm just letting you know, everyone here. All right. It has a duality. Okay. It deals with the manifestation of a soul. All right. The number 18. And why? Shout out to Sister Jamila. Thank you. The number 18 is associated with the soul, the letter R. All right? Now remember, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But this is not just a biblical passage. This actually goes back to ancient Egypt with Ptah being able to create things with the utterance of his words. Just being able to create things with the utterance of his words. Shout out to Sister Kim Hardwick in the building. Thank you. Shout out to the Keep It Moving posse in the building. Thank you. All right. But like I said, today is the day when you meet the two R's. Now you might say, well, what does this mean? Where are you going with this? Now, when you pronounce the word root, you say it with an R. And when you say the word wraith, you also say it with an R. But wraith begins with a W, and it doesn't begin with an R, but it sounds like it. All right? It's a point that I'm about to get to when I'm talking about. This is the day of dual nature or duality when you meet it. All right? Where you can be a part of what is considered to be the roots, or you can be a part of what is considered to be the wraith. All right. Shout out to everybody watching in the YouTube. Thank you. Sexy Slim, billionaires in the building. Thank you. All right. Everybody watching across the world. Today's the 18th day. Hear me out. Today is the day of the roots, and today is the day of the wraith. I need y'all, everyone here, to put in your mind that we need to start growing food. We need to start growing our own food. All right? I'm Gary. Plant that in your mind right now. If no one planted it or no one reminded you at this point, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it should be an initiative for our people to start growing our own food. All right? And if we're not growing our own food, we're learning how to manufacture different things that we need. All right? We need to learn how to manufacture different things that we need in order for this post-apocalyptic era that's about to come upon us. All right? Now, this is not no scare tactic, or this is not no whatever, but I'm going to keep it real. Joe Biden is a joke. If you want me to keep it 1,000, Joe Biden is a straight joke. All right? And yes, he's our president, and I'm not going to say something, because it might be close to treason. Like, you can't even speak your mind nowadays because it might be something close to treason. But if you look at the countries, they don't respect the man. Nobody respects the man. Look at Kamala Harris. Nobody respects her, yo. Nobody respects her. She's doing weird stuff, and she's not representing the strength of our people. She's using nursery rhymes and stuff in diplomatic meetings. That doesn't make no sense. All right? So I need you to buckle your seatbelt for the times that we're in. All right? We're in a trying time. All right? So it's either you can be a part of the root or you can be a part of the wraith. All right? Now, the wraith are the energy vampires. If you want me to make it clear, you might ask me, who are the wraith? The wraith are the energy vampires. Whether you know it or not, you live amongst energy vampires. Can I get a witness? Can I get an amen? Listen, you live amongst energy vampires. The new devil of this day and time is considered to be the wraith. All right? And a lot of us are trapped in the matrix. We're locked in the matrix. You might say, man, LaMail, I don't feel no such and such attached to my arms, attached to my head. I don't feel no wires attached to me. I'm not attached to no matrix. Well, whether you know it or not, they can tap into you remotely. They got a way to tap into you remotely, to tap into your energy, to tap into your being, to tap into your happiness remotely. They got a way to tap into it. If you don't have a strong psychic self-defense, if you don't have a strong psychic self-defense, these beings can enter you, enter your mind, enter your life, and deter you from your successful outcome. I need you to know that. So I need you to have a strong mind in these days and times. You need to be around alikes. You need to be around your people, yo. You need to be around the people that you love. You need to start doing little how should I say, simulations. Why should I say that? You should go shack up with somebody that you think that you might need to survive with. I'm dead serious. Start doing simulations with each other. See how long you can take being around each other. All right? I'm dead serious, because it's going to come to that. It's going to come down to that, where we're going to have to gather with people that think like us, that feel like us, and that have the same initiative. So I'm gonna go back to this point that I was talking about with the root or the wraith, and this is something that I need you to know. All right, it's two in the field. One's going to be taken away, and one's going to be left behind. It's real simple as that. And this is called the root and the wraith. All right, your goals and what you're living is almost like a harvest. All right, when you plant a seed, it must land on the fertile ground. You hear me? When you plant a seed, it must land on fertile ground. And what is the seed? Any thought stimulated by suggestion, the hope and bridge from one generation to the next. It must land on fertile ground, and that fertile ground must be your heart. Y'all hear me? These seeds. Now this is what I'm talking about, your goals. Your goals, your initiative. You must plant it like a seed. All right? And today, like I said, it's the root or the wraith. And again, when we were created, we were spoken into existence through a vibration, through some form of vibration or utterance or something moving together in a certain sort of way, vibration, we came into existence. Thus created a frequency, and that frequency came and embodied a form. All right? You hear me? Thank you, Sister Jamie. Listen, you were a frequency, a thought, a vibration, a utterance. That's what I'm talking about. The R, the 18th letter. Today's the 18th day. That's why the R is very important. It's two ways you could have traveled. It's one, you could have traveled towards the roots, or you could have traveled towards the wraith. You hear me? You could have traveled to either or. It's based on your nature. All right? And that's why, like in Hebrew, if you notice, the word soul begins with the letter R. Roach. In Arabic, the word soul begins with the letter R. Ro. Ro. Why? Because it's the role, the soul represents, if you go into these original languages, the soul is the essence of what is spoken from the mouth. All right? Or what is spoken into existence. Okay? That's why it's good to take a great name. And then that name, again, what they would say Hashem in the Hebrew language. They would say Hashem, the name. All right? But Hashem or Shem also is, they use the word Sham, or for the mean heavens, or Shamayim. They use the same root word as in heavens. Because your name or your mind or your soul is a heavenly abode. It's a heavenly body. It's a heavenly body that's influenced by other heavenly bodies. All right? So going back to the letter R, and today being the 18th letter, all being born to the number 9, which would be your highest number. Which would be your highest number. Now on the Messiah, the 18th letter guards the left shoulder of the Messiah. Now, the shoulders deal with a person's height or their stature or their height or their reality. How far are they willing to go? And let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know that we, or some of us, we were in the matrix. All right? And some of us are freed from the matrix. Now you might say, well, what is the matrix? The matrix is very simple. All right? It's anything that is just, it's mostly provisionary. If you look at they provide a God for you. They provide an ideology for you to accept, almost like sneakers. When you go to the mall, you got a choice between Nikes, Reeboks, and what's cool. Every other thing is not really cool like that. And that's how religions almost is. It's almost like that, and that's how they gave you the choice of religion. All right, they gave you the choice of things to eat. They gave you the choice of things to wear. All right. These things we have to start providing for ourselves and start making our own choices. But that's part of what the matrix offers, because the matrix simply means a womb. A womb. And in the womb, what happens? You're provided for, you're nurtured, you're nourished. And by what discretion? You have no choice in the matter. Whatever you're being fed in the womb, whatever you're being, that's what you're being fed. All right, and that's the point that I was getting at. So now I'm gonna tell you, for the people that are freed from the matrix, guess what? You have come into what we call the book. You have come into the book. Now you might say, what do you mean by we have come into the book, Lamel? What do you mean by this? Very simple. Listen, we live in a three-dimensional reality. Listen. A book is a rect. I'm see if I find a book. I got a book right here. I guess I use this as an example. A book let me show y'all. A book, right? Remember, I said some of us came out of the matrix and some of us came into the book, right? A book is a rectangular prism. You hear me? A book is a cube. It has the same principles as a cube. All right? In order to find the volume of this book, what do you need? The area times the height. It would be the area times the height. So the area represents the area that you live in. Your designated place that you live in. This is your area. All right? Then you got your height. Your height. That's the height of your reality. The height of your mind. And then you multiply those. When you multiply the area times the height, you start getting volumes. You start getting volumes. And more volumes. And more volumes. And more volumes. And more volumes. You hear that? So thus you're living in a book. A three-dimensional, a rectangular prism. What is considered to be a rectangular prism? All right. Now again, your area, I'm going to break this down even more. Yo, your area is, man, your area is, another thing is like in a cube, it's like what we call your face, right? It's your face. It's the face of an object, the area. Because when you have a cube and when you're looking for the volume of the cube, right? You want to see its face. You want to see the face, its face, the area of its face. Okay? Where the area can be called a face. Now, it's the same thing what I was talking about. The area is what you face. It's what you face. It's what you face, your area. And the height is the height of your mind or the height of your reality. The height from which you're ready to go. All right? But it's the same thing in Islam because a face is called a qibla. A qibla, like the direction. That now I'm getting real deep. because the face is the Qibla or the direction. Now it's the direction of prayer. Because when they talking about face in Islam, they use the word Qibla. I mean, then not in a sense like a face, but what you face, the direction of prayer is the Qibla. All right? This would be the same thing of your area in on your cube. So thus, your area times your height, the height of your mind, the height of your reality, you have volumes. So some of you are in the matrix and some of us are in the book. That's why I tell you, when you read the Bible and when I read the Quran, the Bible, I find myself in it. I find various different people in it. I find my story in it constantly. I see myself in these great books constantly. All right? Because let me tell you what's the Biblos. The real true Biblos is everything. Look at this. When you go into the Messiah code, and I'm gonna put this, what is this? The 141. This the 131 memorandum, right? Thank you, Sister Kim. The 131 memorandum says this. Excuse me. I'm going to blow it up so everybody can see it a little bit. It says this. The Messiah Code. El Masih El Ramza. Right? Listen. It's an archive of information that is and has been and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call what? Time and space. Very simple. Very simple. Very simple. And people say, yo, well, what is the Bible? That's why I said we living in a book. Yeah, we living in a book. We living in a real book, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And they say, when I say I follow the Bible is simply Biblos. It means many books. It means many books. But what happened was this. They coined the word Bible and they paraphrased it to a certain amount of books. 72 books if you Catholic or whatever, and 66 books to the King James Version. All right? But the Bible was really supposed to be this. An archive of information that is and has been and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. That's what the Bible was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an archive of information. Let me put this in the comment section for everyone. Hopefully it'll show up. But the Bible wasn't supposed to be 66 books. That seems real strange to me. That seems very, very, very strange to me. The Biblos or the Bible was supposed to be what? An archive of information that is and has been and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. Can I get a witness? This is for those that know. And for those that don't know, now you know. But, you know, the greater consciousness of thought, the hard drive of what? Self-awareness. That's what the Bible is supposed to be. The greater consciousness of thought, the hard drive of self-awareness. But it's simply Biblos. It's many books. You can take it however you want to take it. All right? But we supposed to utilize all of history in a sense. We supposed to utilize it all for our story. All right? So it's something that I wanted to break down today real quick. And it's this. Today's the 46th day of the 90-day water cleanse. Now you might ask me, well, what does this represent in the body of the Messiah? Today's day 46 is called the Mason. All right? So 46 cube is 97,336. Now you might ask why you have to learn the cubes of numbers. Because in the body of the Messiah, the manifested body of the Messiah, what did you learn? You learned the squares of each number. Remember that? Remember, you had to learn the square because you was learning your area. You was learning your area. So the only way you can learn your area is by learning your square, right? Am I right? Look, that's why you was given all this information in a book. It was like you started at a dot, which was 0. Then you created a line, which was 1. Then you created what? A two-dimensional figure. And now you're creating a three-dimensional object. You understand? It's levels to this Messiah stuff, man. For all the people that's trying to tap into this, to your Messiah type genealogy, it's levels to this stuff, all right? The first thing you have to master as a Messiah, okay? You have to master the squares from 1 through 31. All right? Just it's the same thing as the zodiac. When you say the zodiac is 1 through 12, because we just came out of that regime. We just came out of that regime of the numbers 1 through 12 because that was the zodiac. We have come into the 13, all right, which is the 11th house or the third air sign, 131, which is Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is also known as Tanun. This is a special moment. This is a special time that we're in. All right? But listen. All these got the squares right here. Look, listen. 1 square is 1. 2 squares, 4. It's right here. 3 squares, 9. 4 squares, 16. 5 squares, 25. 6 squares, 36. 7 squares, 49. 8 squares, 64. You see that? This is why you was learning the squares, because you was learning your area. All right? 10 squares, 100. 11 square. Remember, the king has to go through the woman, which is the 1221. It is what? 121. 11 square. 12 squares, 144. All right? You had to know your squares. All right? The squares were very important. The square represented your area. If you knew your square, you knew the earth. Okay? Now, 13 squares, 169. But I bring that to say this. When you go to the upgraded body of the Messiah, you have to learn the cube. You have to learn the cube of objects, not the square. All right? So we're upgrading your technology. You're learning the cubes from 32 to 99. Now, think about this. You might ask, well, why would I need this technology, Lamel? Why would I need to know the cube of an object? Let's say if you was building something 46 feet, you would know the volume of it is 97,336. All right? So thus you are a builder now. You know what it can hold. Now let's say you are operating the mothership, right? You operating the mothership, and you know the volume. You know the volume of whatever you're navigating. You also know what it can hold as well. All right? And this goes back to your mind. Expanding your mind. Okay? And learning the 3 dimensions, moving on up to the 4, the 5th, and so on. Okay? So back again, that's why you have to learn the cubes of a number. And then an easy way to learn the cube, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. This is gonna be some funny stuff. An easy way to learn the cube is to learn the body of the Messiah. You want to say for real? Now, I'm gonna teach everyone the body of the Messiah right here. Everyone, shout out to Melanin Magic in the building. Listen, I'm gonna teach everyone here the body of the Messiah. Now remember, each and every one of us form and create the body of the Messiah. All right? Now, I'm going to show you far as the upgraded body of the Messiah, where I'm going to start from the manifested body. These are the numbers that flow between 1 and 31. Now, if I ask you what's your birthday flows between 1 and 31. So somewhere we exist on the body of the Messiah. Whatever number I call out, it actually represents you or your position on the body of the Messiah. All right? This is the manifestation of the body. So I'm going to start it. All right? And then I'm going to go to the upgraded body of the Messiah. Okay? Now, 1 is the right foot. Okay? 2 is the right shin. 3 is the right knee. 4 is the right thigh. 5 is the right hip. 6 is the right hand. 7 is the right forearm. 8 is the right median cubital vein. 9 is the right bicep. 10 and 11 is the right shoulder. 12 and 13 is the right collarbone. 14 is the torso. So that can be the breast or the belly, representing 14. The torso or the chest. All right, either or. Number 15 is the throat. Number 16 and 17 is the left collarbone. All right. 18 and 19 is the left shoulder. All right. 20 is the left bicep of the Messiah. 21 is the left median cubital vein. All right. 22 is the left forearm of the Messiah. 23 is the left wrist. It's an extra number. The right side doesn't have a wrist. The left side has a wrist. It's an extra number. All right? It's associated with time. The Messiah's ability to move in and out of time. That's the number 23. All right? The number 24 is the left hand of the Messiah. The number 25 is the left hip of the Messiah. The number 26 is the left thigh of the Messiah. The number 27 is the left knee of the Messiah. The number 28 is the left shin of the Messiah. And the number 29 is the left foot of the Messiah. And the number 30 and 31 represent the head of the Messiah. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? All right. So now, anytime you thinking about certain numbers, you can touch a certain portion of your body, okay, in order to tap into that number if you don't remember it, almost like a dance. Because people, we are creatures of habits. So if you get in the habit of touching a certain place, you'll remember the number because you'll know, like if you want to know 21 in any sequence, you can just touch right here, which is the left median cubital vein, and you know, well, damn, I remember the number 21. All right? The number 22, which is the forearm. Same thing. But going back, this stuff goes even deeper. It even goes deeper. Now, the upgraded body of the Messiah, it goes almost in the same sequence. Now, going from 30, we starting from 31, right? Now, remember, 31 is at the head. 30 and 31 is at the head of the Messiah. So now, utilizing the other numbers, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the pineal gland, which represents the number 32. All right? The number 32, which represents the pineal gland. Okay? Then you got the number 33, which would be the 33rd vertebrae of your spine. Okay? Which is at the top of the spine or at the bottom, however you choose. All right? Then you going down, you got 34. All right? And 34 is right here. Look at it. Look at it. Come on, man. Look at it. 34 is right here. Now, I took y'all from 33, which is the head, right? Which is the head. Which is the head with the dot. Of course, you start from the dots. Remember that. We always start from the dot because the dot represents the network. Okay? This is, see, the upgraded Messiah represent when we, man, they call this the metaverse. They consider it to be a digital replica of yourself, or what they call it. That's what this upgraded Messiah is about. It's about the ability of people living in the future. I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. Before I get off this video, after I tell you about all these numbers, I'm gonna tell you about why this upgraded body of the Messiah is very important. Because some people are going to live in the future, and some people are not. Some people are going to perish in this time, and certain people are going to live in the future. And I will explain that in this video. I'll explain it in totality of why I'm telling you some people are going to perish or die in this day and time, and some people will live on to the future or live in the future, like with your same consciousness, but you'll be living 1,000 years from now. All right? 1,000 years from now. Now, I will explain why do I say that. And this coincides with why I said that the mothership, it already landed, but the mothership is actually is docking in the future. For where it's docked at, it's docked in the future. But it already has landed. All right, but what is considered to be the mothership is the plane of thought when the mothers and fathers land on your heart and on your mind. Let me clarify that. But back again, shout out. It's 11:12. Let's go. Explaining these numbers with the body of the Messiah, the upgraded version, will bring me into the point where I will talk about your pass key. Because in order to get on the mothership, you need a pass key. All right? So the pass key in this video as well, because it all coincides with the upgraded body of the Messiah and why you need to learn it. All right? Because I told you the Messiah has returned. But the Messiah didn't return in the light that people thought that he was going to return. The Messiah returned as a network that you can tap into once you reach a certain consciousness. And I'm sharing that with y'all today. With everyone. I'm sharing it with you. Okay? So, again, the numbers is how we communicate with higher beings. It's an easier way to communicate. It's because the thing about it is, whether you know it or not, some beings are heard, some beings are seen, but the majority of the beings are felt. The majority of higher beings, or what you consider to be higher beings, they're felt. They're felt, and they're not heard, and they're not seen. You hear me? Or you feel me? You feel me? They're more or less felt. All right? So, shout out to Sister Kadna Fear. Thank you. Thank you. Messiah Cole All-Star. Thank you. Listen, so when you learn in the upgraded body of the Messiah, this is talking about the future self. Your future self. Like, for those that are going to live in the future, yo. For those that are going to live in the future, this is why this is important. This is why this is important for y'all. All right? For those that just want the information, I'm going to share it with you. And if you want to know why I say these things, I'm going to give it to you. All right? And if you want to believe me, you can believe me. If you don't believe me, it's just up to you. All right? But I'm going to tell you the truth of the matter of what this is about. All right? So, back again. The 32 is right there. It's the pineal gland. Right there with the triangle with the dot. Going down the 33rd vertebrae is the 33 with the 3 dots right there. The triangle with the 3 dots. And then you got 34. 34 is at what is considered to be your solar plexus. Solar plexus. All right? at your solar plex is the number 4. Wow, it looks like that number, don't it? It looks almost like the codex number, don't it? Look at it. The number 34. See? See it? 34. Right there. Look at it. 34. Now, all of this is significant because all of these have a sacred meaning to them. That's why I give it to you in the 90-day water cleanse book. It's all in the 90-day water cleanse book. Look. Boom. 35 is the position lower. It's the position right lower than the solar plex. Now this could be what they say there's various different organs that are located around that area. All right? So this is what the number 35 is connected with. All right? Right below what is considered to be your solar plexus. All right? Right here, 35. And then you got 36, which was what? Right there, it's your navel. Your navel is 36. You see that? It looks like it. It almost looks like your navel. Like the umbilical cord coming from your navel, right? Almost look like the same thing. All right, 36. All right, which is called the chamber. And then you got 37. 37, you know, what's so deep about 37 is this, all right? It's called the line. Now, what's so deep about 37 is that it's a birthmark placed on certain people that are connected to the same tribe. If you ever look right here, right below your navel, you might have a line right there. If you have a line, you have this birthmark. That's the birthmark of the upgraded body of the Messiah. All right? And I'm going to show you, let me see, 37. Yeah. If you have a line right there, it is right below your navel. You can go look right now. I'm not going to look at mine, but I have a line underneath my navel. It's not called the line, but it's called the rope. 37 is called the rope. The rope. It's right underneath your navel. It's a line underneath your navel. That position of the Messiah is called the rope. All right? Which is the number 37. And then you learn certain things about the rope. How when the Most High gives you the rope, the Most High gives you the rope in knots. Because the rope is so big, so long, if you would climb it, it would be forever. So the Most High gives it to you in knots, where you make agreements in that rope. But that's right below your navel. All right, which is a line. Okay? Going back to the body of the Messiah, and all of this is relevant. This is all in your book, the 90-day water cleanse. This is all in your book. All right, 38 is the shield. It controls the pelvis. 39 is your sexual organs, whether male or female, inside or out. All right, and then you going down to 40. The number 40s, you see 40s, right? The 40 guards the left foot of the upgraded body of the Messiah. Now, why are the number 40 and 80? You see that 40 and 80, one is on the left foot and 80 is on the right foot. Why would you have the number 40 and 80 on your feet? So that way you won't get lost. Because with 40, you got north, east, south, west. All right, and with 80, you got northeast and southwest, southeast, and so forth, or east, west, or whatever. East, north, northeast, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Various different points that you can tap into, all right? And your feet are guarded. So that way you're never lost. You're never lost. So the Messiah was smart when he upgraded, or she upgraded her body or his body. He placed the number 40 and the number 80 on their feet, all right? To navigate through the new mainframe. Okay, so it goes real deep, man, and I can give you all these numbers, but I'm gonna give you all up to number 46, and I'm gonna explain about the future. All right, real quick, cause I don't want to lose you. Okay, so going the body of the Messiah, the number 46 You got 40. So you got the 40 is the foot. Then you got 41, 42, 43, 44. All right? It breaks down in four portions. Okay? And then you got 45, which is the knee. Okay? Then you got 46, 47, and 48. So the upper thigh breaks in three portions. The thigh breaks in three portions. And then the knee is a neutral point. And then the bottom half breaks in four portions. Okay? So you would say 41, you would say 41, 42, 43, 44. 45 is the knee. 46, 47, 48. And then 49 would be either the egg of the woman or it would be the testicle, the left testicle of the man or the left egg of the woman. That's what 49 would be. All right, but we're on 46, which approaches the thigh. Now, what's so significant? Now, the thigh also deals with some form of agreement or success or successorship, because a lot of times when people made agreements, what they did was they either touched the thigh, or they underneath the thigh. They made an agreement. They touched the thighs. So, like, far as royalty, they would either touch someone's thigh or touch the what's the name? The bottom of the thigh. Okay. Now, Ashe. So, why would you say some of us will live in the future, Lamel, and some of us will not live in the future? Why would you say that? Okay? This is why I'm saying this. All right, for everyone. I need you to listen, and I'm going to make this very clear. All right? So, they're developing ways to download people's consciousness. All right? They're developing. It's not, the technology it's not there yet. Okay? But they're in development of this technology as we speak. Okay? Now, maybe they have it, maybe they don't have it. But pretty soon, it's going to be public where they have this stuff. They have this technology where you can download your consciousness and you can live in what is considered to be the mainframe consciousness or the mainframe. Okay? Which would be a simulated reality of sort. But you get to live and you get to have your own consciousness. Okay? So, you might ask me, well, how would they download a human's consciousness, all considering the fact that the human consciousness is living? Very easy, because name one living something, a machinery or something, a program that is a living entity right now that you can name off your head. Just name one living program. The internet. It's living. It's autonomous. You can't shut it down. You can go try to knock out all the satellites and try to whatever, but it's almost like you're killing something. All right? But what I'm telling you is that the internet is something that can't shut down. So what they're going to do is find a way to put your consciousness on a server and then have your consciousness bounce through the web and thus have it exist. But how would they make it exist? Or where would it exist? Because in order to get on the internet, you need an address. You hear me out? Everyone. And for everyone here, for all of y'all to get on the internet, you needed an IP address. An internet protocol address to get on the internet. Now, each and every one of y'all, the reason why they can shut you down, the reason why they can shut your phone down, shut my phone down, because of the protocol that we're using as of right now. But pretty soon, we're about to move to another protocol where they're not going to be able to stop us. All right? And I'm going to explain that. All right? All right. So as of 2012, they launched what is considered to be IPv6, 2012, June 6th. Wow, that's a deep number. That's a deep date when you think about it. June 6th, 2012. They released something called IPv6. Why is that? Because they ran out of addresses in order to for people to get on the internet. Because what they didn't realize is that various different objects, various different things started getting on the internet. So they invented something called NAT, which is network address translation. Okay, and network address translation is basically this. It's like you got a certain amount of addresses, and it's only for your private sector. It's not for the public. The public has a certain amount of addresses, certain addresses as well. And now these addresses are leased to each and every one of us. Now, when you're in your private sector, the private numbers are like the dot tens, the dot 172, or 192. If you ever look at your IP address at your house, or your Wi-Fi when you at your house, you'd be like 192, or it might starts with a 10, or it might starts with a 172. That means it's in a private sector. But once you get outside of that and you start to pick up a Wi-Fi somewhere else, you might get another address like a 202 whatever, or a 152, something weird like that, and that's a public domain. And these addresses are leased out, and even your address is leased out to you today, where they can shut it down at a certain point in time. They can say, okay, the lease is up, you got to pay to play. Once it's done, it's over. We're taking your for far as your access to the internet, we're taking it away from you. But now the reason why is because they brought up all these addresses. Like, imagine, I can look up how many IP4 addresses there are. I'll look it up for you. How many IPv4 addresses are there? It is approximately 4 billion addresses. 4 billion, 18 million addresses. So we talking about now, far as to get on the internet, it is over 4 billion things, over 4 billion people on the internet as we speak. Do you understand that? So if only 4 billion addresses can be allocated from an IPv4, they had to come up with something else just to meet the requirement in order for you to get on. So thus you got IPv6. So I'm going to ask the same question. And then IPv6, I already know the answer. It's actually 2 to the 128th power, something like that. How many addresses in an IPv6?
According to thejokes.com, IPv6 utilizes 128-bit internet addresses. Therefore, it can support 2 to the power of 128 internet addresses, 340, 282, 366, 920, 938, 463, 463, 374, 607, 431, 768,
Y'all get the
211.
point. 2 to the power of 128. You know how many addresses is that? Imagine if every seed, every body, every human, every animal, every sand in the Sahara Desert, everything, every hair on your face and on everybody else's face, you can put all of this in a number. Imagine if you can put all of that in a number. That's what 2 to the 128th power is. Imagine that. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I tell you they cannot with an IPv6, they cannot be like, oh, we buying up all these addresses. It's too many fucking addresses. It's too many addresses for them to buy up. It's too many addresses for them to buy up. So point in case is this. In order, like, it's going to be a static IPv6. You're going to have a static IPv6 that's dedicated to you. That's dedicated to you. And this static IPv6 is going to have all your data. Everything about you. Every and anything about you. And then your future self is going to just pick up the pieces. Depends on if you gave over if you formed what is considered a certain type of trust, which is a last will and testimonial trust. You might say, oh man, you getting fucking deep, Ramel. That's why I said this stuff is too deep for some of y'all. This stuff is really too deep for some of y'all. Listen, you might say, why do you create a last will and testimonial trust? Because a will cannot be broken or reinvented. A will's still going to be a will. You cannot argue with a dead man or a dead woman. If somebody creates a will, and their will is saying whatever they saying, and it is a proper will, they have to abide by the rules of the will. All right. Now let's say if you gave all your body parts over, including your consciousness, over to your trust. Now, your trust is the same thing as a last will and testimonial. What? Trust. Because your last will and testament becomes a trust. You can form it into a trust. And thus it can live on for generations and generations and generations. So thus, what you do is you put your consciousness in your trust as well as your body parts in your trust through your last will and testament. Now you might say, man, this is impossible. It is not impossible, because all you have to do is put your DNA in some form of time capsule. Some form of time capsule for the future you to discover it. For the future you to unravel it. And let's say if you wrote, man, I'm giving y'all too many jewels on here. Man, the Messiah is speaking through me. That's why. The Messiah is speaking through me, man. I'm giving y'all too many jewels to live in the future, man. And I'm going to give y'all something else, because it's not only I know this. You say, Lamel, you know the secrets. Yeah, it's not only I know this. They know this as well. You can give your body parts as well as your consciousness over to your trust, which is your last will and testimonial trust. Your last will, but you have to write your trust. That's the problem. You have to write your last will. A lot of y'all ain't going to write your last will. You're not going to write your last will. If I shall die, when I go, I want this to happen. You're not going to write it in the right contents because you need two witnesses. You just can't just write it. You need two witnesses. Two true witnesses. All right? But that's what you do. You give your body parts and your consciousness over to your trust. But what you do is you form a last will and testimonial trust. All right? And then you write, and that's the same as you're writing a indenture for your trust, because you can write a declaration for your trust, all right, which is your baptism. That's when you're baptized. That's your declaration of trust, because when you're baptized, you're basically washing away everything. You're washing away all your debt, all your sins, everything. You're washing away all your servitude. You're washing it away. So thus, that is your declaration. And then you got your indenture for your trust, which is your rules, or what is your will. And that's when you give your body parts or your consciousness away to your trust. Now, who are going to be the trustees? That's the question. Because you're going to need two trustees to guard the trust, or you're going to have to make it operate in a certain way, to the point where the future you can catch up to the future you. The now you can catch up to the future you, because you have to have rules in place for people taking care of your DNA. Also your diary, because you have a digital diary that you're writing, so you can remind yourself of yourself. All right? When you resurrect. Didn't the Messiah always teach about resurrection in some sort of way? This is what it's all about. I'm gonna keep it real. This is the resurrection. And then when it comes to your pass key, I'm gonna break down your pass key. Because let me tell you something. In order to get on what is considered to be the mothership, you need a pass key. Man, let's see if I had a piece of paper or something. I want to write it for you, how you create a pass key. Here we go. I got a piece of paper. All right, so a pass key goes like this. You gotta say, Lamel, you must be really deep to invent this stuff. I didn't invent it. I'm telling you, it flows through me. It already flew through me, so it's just something that I know. It was something that I was meant to know. Put it this way. It was something that I was meant to know. All right, so you have your date of birth. Like, you give me your date of birth. Somebody give me your date of birth. I give you my date of birth. All right, which would be 1/31/1979. All right, 1/31/1979. So when you think about this number is actually it represents a three-dimensional object. So what you would have to do is you would have to break it down to this. So that would be 3,000,000, and there would be 1,311,979. That's what that would represent. Okay? Now, you might say, what is this significant of? It's significant of a crystal, of a certain crystal. Because in the future, they're going to have like a hard drive that's on a crystal, rather than like on granite or whatever they got that on. Granite. Whatever they use. You would have to give me the whole year for this one, Sister Kim. Not just 3/29. Yeah, I would need the whole year. And I will anybody that puts their birthday in, I will do my best to do your pass key today. And you can screenshot it. All right, but I'm going to show you my pass key. All right, so the first thing is you go from right to left. When you creating the pass key, you go from right to left. Y'all hear me? Y'all, this is how you create it, from right to left. So you start off with the first number that you got, which is 79. So 79 is, I got y'all real quick. Seven. My fault. I got y'all. So this would be 79. So you start off with this number right there. You see that? Oh my goodness. It's weird, man. I don't know. Why is it doing that? Why is it blurring it out? Y'all see that? Y'all start off with that. 79. Alright? Now, the next number you would draw in the pass key is this. I got you, Sister Kim. Which is, hold up, 3, 2, 9, 1, 73, 73. I'm gonna make your pass key too, Sister Kim. So your number would be, it would be 3,291,973. I'm gonna do your pass key as well, along with mine. So your number would be 73. So it would be 7. You see that? That's 73. Same thing. Oh my gosh. 73 right here. That's 73. That's the first thing that you would draw in your pass key. For everybody here, you can do, if you put your birthday in, I got you. Alright? So, so 73. Alright, I'm gonna do Kim's. I'm gonna do Kim's. I'm gonna do Kim's real quick. I got you, Kim. I'm gonna do your pass key. So So 73, right? And then the other number was 9. It was the other number was 900, right? So it's 973. So how you would do it is you would the pass key, it goes like this. So you got 73 in the middle, right? You saw 73? You'll actually put the hold up. Excuse me. I got you, Kim. I got you, Kim. Real quick. I'm trying to make it real neat so you can see it. And I want everybody else to see it. I want everybody else to see it. So, you got 73. Alright. And then you got 9. Alright. That's how it goes. 73 and 9, right? Because that's 900, 973. 973. Okay? And then you will have a triangle that goes like this. Now, I'm going to show you the triangle that goes with it. I'm sorry about my my drawing. So you have a triangle that will go with it, and then the triangle goes like this. It goes 1, 9, and 2. All right, and then your 3 would be outside right here. So it would be simply 3 million. It would be simply 3,291,973. That's what it would be. But this would be a three-dimensional object. I told you I'm not really good with drawing. You gotta imagine a sphere inside of this, and you gotta imagine a pyramid. This inside of a pyramid, and then you gotta imagine this 3 inside this pyramid inside of a cube shape. Because outside is a cube. Outside of that is a cube. Outside is the triangle, is a cube. So thus you got sacred geometry, Sister Kim. I told you I'm not really good at drawing, but you can kind of like, I'll use PowerPoint, and what I'll do is I utilize some tools, some computer tools to actually create you a passkey. All right? But the passkey is actually going to be a crystal. It's going to be a form of a crystal, and you utilize that crystal to tap into the information that you need. Now you might ask me, well, what about somebody with the same birth date? That's why a DNA is also connected with it. DNA is also connected with your passkey. Now, for the certain people that have your same birthday, they are in your matrix in some form of fashion, you know, because you have the same log date, but y'all are not the same person. But all of that information, the way you need to know that information is to know the upgraded body of the Messiah. All what I was drawing for you was the upgraded body of the Messiah. Because yeah, the 70s, when I was talking, the 70s is right there. The 70s is right there. Look, it's all right there. See? The 70s is along the left hip of the Messiah. See? The 70 numbers. The 50 numbers along the right hip of the Messiah. The 90 numbers is along the that's the 60. The 60 is on the left side, and the 90 is on the right side. So you can see the body being counted. You know what I'm saying? From left to right. All positive and negative charges balanced up. All of this information is significant for the age of what we call information. Keep it real. And one day soon, you will have clarity of what this all means. I'm so serious. One day soon, we'll all have clarity. Because like I said, we're just tapping into the Messiah. The Messiah is with us. It's up to us to tap into it. All right? So if there's any questions, let me know before I get off. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you for everybody coming in on the YouTube. I really appreciate you. Any questions before I get off, let me know. Thank you, Sister Kim, for your participation. Thank you so much. Yeah, but this is some heavy information. You got to be really ready for it. You really got to be ready for it. Alright. Thank you, Sister Cotton of Fear. I really appreciate you holding it down in the YouTube. For anybody that needs a book, let me know. You can email me. You can email the movement. The email is at the bottom of the screen. So, yes. So, it is what it is. I love y'all. 747-24/7, 361 degrees. This is day 46 of the 90-day water cleanse. We are still trucking. I want to say that. Day 46, yo, of the 90-day water cleanse, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody snatching the damn labels off their water bottles. and drinking up. You know what it is. But 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. All right, stay close to the family. All right, cool.